Hey guys, Jonathan Mozart here for JM.Sports and the JM.Sports Show. How is it going? I am here to make college football picks for Saturday, September 10th, 2016. And we are here to do the biggest schedule, as there's only been two games so far this week. Of course, Thursday stood alone for the NFL. So, no college football there. So the first college football games of the week took place yesterday, and we had a good start there as we went. Actually, first of all, let's say this. Um, we had a pretty good week in college football last week, going 68 and 17 to start off the year. 3,524 wins, 1,162 losses. We are now up to 70 wins this season on the college football season because we did go 2-0 yesterday. So now we are 70 and 17 and 3,526, 1,162. Talking about the games yesterday, there was not a ton to really talk about with the two games. We had Louisville beating Syracuse. They did that quite easily, 62-28, and then Maryland beat Florida International 41-14. Lamar Jackson, 411 yards passing for Louisville. I did say that I was interested to see how he played in Game 2, and let me tell you, he did pretty good. He now has 13 touchdowns in the first two games. Does Jackson? So, um, it's really amazing, what he's been able to do. Obviously, he's faced a little bit lesser competition the first 2 weeks, but I still think he's really, really good. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch him throughout the year. Tough test for them in their next game next week as they play Florida State. So that'll be interesting to see how he does once he gets in the ACC play, which starts next week. So let's take a look now at the games for Saturday. There's not really much to talk about in a lot of these games, to be totally honest with you. We saw a brutal week last week. A lot of teams licking their wounds, and some teams scheduled lesser teams. This is kind of the week where we're seeing some of the FCS schools come into play. I do think we could see some upsets. Not top 25 necessarily, but some FCS schools upsetting some teams. I'm only calling for one, and to be honest, I'm only doing it for fun. So we'll see how that goes, but let's get to it. We have Central Michigan and Oklahoma State. First up, we'll go with Oklahoma State, North Carolina State, and East Carolina. Give me North Carolina State. Penn State and Pittsburgh. I'm probably going to watch a little bit of this game, to be honest with you. This game used to have a rivalry some time ago. The rivalry, we'll see how that goes for today. These are two pretty even teams. So I'm interested to see how this goes. I think this game's going to be really, really close. We're going to go with Pittsburgh. Like I said last week, Pittsburgh is kind of my Achilles heel when it comes to college football picking, so we'll see what happens there. But I do think this game is going to be really, really close. UCF takes on 5th-ranked Michigan. I'm going to go with Michigan. Cincinnati and Purdue. Give me Cincinnati. Lamar takes on 6th-ranked Houston. Houston, coming off of that big win last week against Oklahoma, I don't think there'll be too much of a letdown playing Lamar. I've got Houston to get the win. Howard and Rutgers, give me Rutgers. Indiana State and Minnesota, give me Minnesota. Rice and Army, I am going to go with Army to see. I think they will go 2-0 with that. I believe they pulled the quarterback out of the stands last week after their quarterback went down. Boston College takes on UMass. I'm going to go with Boston College. Nichols takes on 9th-ranked Georgia, and I'm going to go with Georgia. Prairie View A&M and Texas A&M. I'm going to go with Texas A&M. Wyoming takes on Nebraska. I'm going to go with Nebraska. Charleston Southern and 3rd-ranked Florida State. Give me the Noles. Troy takes on 2nd-ranked Clemson. I'm going to go with Clemson. Stony Brook takes on Temple. Give me Temple. Georgia State takes on Air Force. I am going to go with Air Force. Utah State and USC. USC got punched in the mouth hard by Alabama last week, as a lot of people said that they would. I am going to go with USC to bounce back against Utah State, though, this afternoon. Youngstown State and West Virginia. Give me West Virginia. Ohio takes on Kansas. I am going to go with Ohio in that game. I do think it will be close. Mercer and Georgia Tech. Give me Georgia Tech. North Carolina and Bowling Green. North Dakota and Bowling Green, rather. Give me Bowling Green. Connecticut takes on Navy, and I'm going to go with Navy. That may have actually. No, I don't. Either Army or Navy. One of the two teams pulled a backup out of the stands and got a victory last week. I'm pretty sure it was Army though. Illinois State and Northwestern. I can't see Northwestern dropping 2 games in a row that they really shouldn't drop. They did last week. Can't see it doing. Can't see them doing it this week. I think they'll bounce back against Illinois State. Tulsa takes on fourth-ranked Ohio State. Give me the Buckeyes. Eastern Illinois and Miami, Ohio. Give me Miami, Ohio. Wake Forest takes on Duke. Give me Duke. Old Dominion and Appalachian State. I am going to go with Appalachian State. It'll be interesting to see how they play this week after coming so close to upsetting Tennessee last week. Akron takes on 10th ranked Wisconsin. I'm going to go with the Badgers. Nevada on 18th ranked Notre Dame. I do have Notre Dame to bounce back after their classic against Texas last week. Kentucky takes on Florida, and I'm going to go with Florida. Western Kentucky takes on Alabama. First number one ranked Alabama. Give me the Crimson Tide. SMU takes on 23rd ranked Baylor. I'm going to go with Baylor. Wofford, 19th ranked Ole Miss. I'm going to go with Ole Miss. Ball State and Indiana. I'm going to go with the Hoosiers. UTSA takes on Colorado State. Give me Colorado State. Middle Tennessee and Vanderbilt. I am going to go with Vandy. Portland State and San Jose State. Give me San Jose State. Idaho takes on 8th ranked Washington, and I'm going to go with Washington. Idaho State and Colorado. Give me Colorado. Morgan State and Marshall. Give me Marshall. Elon and Charlotte. I am going to go with Charlotte. North Carolina A&T and Kent State. Give me Kent State. Florida Atlantic and 25th ranked Miami. I am going to go with the Canes. Georgia Southern takes on South Alabama. I'm going to go with Georgia Southern. McNeese takes on Louisiana Lafayette. I'm going to go with Louisiana Lafayette. Louisiana Monroe and 14th ranked Oklahoma. Oklahoma is not going to be very happy, obviously, with the loss last week to Houston. I am going to go with Oklahoma to roll Louisiana Monroe. North Carolina Central takes on Western Michigan. I'm going to go with Western Michigan. Maine and Toledo. Give me Toledo. Northern Illinois and South Florida. Give me Northern Illinois. Bethune-Cookman and North Texas. This is the one that I'm calling just because. I'm going to go with Bethune-Cookman to get the win. South Carolina A&T takes on Louisiana Tech. Give me Louisiana Tech. Savannah State and Southern Miss. Give me Southern Miss. UTEP takes on 11th ranked Texas. I don't think the Longhorns are going to have much of a letdown after their game against Notre Dame last week. I've got Texas getting the win. South Carolina and Mississippi State. I almost don't know where to go here, but I am going to go with South Carolina to get the win. Arkansas and 15th ranked TCU. We could see an upset here. I'm not going to call for it. I do think TCU will beat Arkansas. Arkansas State and Auburn. Give me Auburn. Iowa State and 16th ranked Iowa. Give me Iowa. BYU takes on Utah. I'm going to go with Utah. Eastern Michigan takes on Missouri. I'm going to go with Missouri. Jacksonville State takes on 21st ranked LSU. I think LSU will be just fine, even after their loss to Wisconsin last week. I've got LSU bouncing back against Jacksonville State. North Carolina takes on Illinois. Give me North Carolina. Southern takes on Tulane. I am going to go with Tulane. Virginia Tech and 17th ranked Tennessee. I don't think this game is close. I don't think Tennessee is going to struggle as much as they did. I think they'll be much better buttoned up this week. I have Tennessee getting the win. UNLV takes on UCLA. Give me UCLA. New Mexico and New Mexico State. I'm going to go with New Mexico. Next up, we have Sacramento and Florida State. I'm actually going to double check that one quick and make sure that that was what I had picked. But we will keep going while we do that. Sacramento State and Fresno State. Give me Fresno State. Texas Tech and Arizona State. I do think that this game is going to be interesting, but I do have Texas Tech winning at the end of the day, and we actually have we do have New Mexico getting the win. So next up, we have Washington State and Boise State. Give me Boise State. Cal and San Diego State. Give me Cal. Virginia and 24th ranked Oregon. I'm going to go with Oregon. Grambling State takes on Arizona. I'm going to go with Arizona. And Tennessee Martin takes on Hawaii. I'm going to go with Hawaii to finally get a win after they had a tough start to their season as they started in Australia and then went to Ann Arbor and got punched hard. So, there you go, guys. Those look at the picks, the NFL picks. Those of you who want to see those are already up. They're up in 2 parts, so go ahead and check them out on the channel as well. I think I just did a number 2 and didn't even do it high enough for the camera to see. So it's in 2 parts. It's on the channel. Go ahead and check it out. Don't forget to like the JM Sports page on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Links as always down in the description. That is going to do it for me. I am Jonathan Mosette for JM Sports 100, the JM Sports Show, and I will see you guys later.